This morning, man, we want to jump into week 4 of our study of James, and we are looking at verses 14 through 26 of James 2. Let me just read that to you this morning. What good is it, my brothers, if someone says that he has faith, but he does not have works? Can that faith save him? If a brother or sister is poorly clothed and lacking in daily food, and one says to them, go in peace, be warmed and filled, without giving them the things needed for the body, what good is that? So also, faith by itself, if it does not have works, is dead. But if someone will say, you have faith and you have works, show me your faith apart from your works. And I will show you my faith by my works. You believe that God is one, you will do well. Even the demons believe and shudder. Do you want to be shown, you foolish person, that faith apart from works is useless? Was not Abraham our father justified by works when he offered up his son Isaac on the altar? You see that faith was active along with the works, and faith was completed by works. And the scripture was fulfilled that says, Abraham believed in God, and it was counted to him as righteous, and he was called a friend of God. You see that a person is justified by works and not by faith alone. In the same way, was not also Rahab the prostitute justified by works when she received the messengers and sent them on the way? For as the body apart from the spirit is dead, so also faith apart from works is dead. So this morning, what we have as an understanding is real faith produces visible evidence. And the key verse for that is in verse 17. Faith by itself is not, faith by itself, if it does not have works, is dead. So what we understand is as a leadership principle and as a biblical understanding is faith is proven by the things that come out of your life, the deeds, the actions of your living prove your faith. So man, we live in a culture that confuses and confesses and agrees and has disagreements with commitment. We click likes all the time. We share posts all the time. We nod our heads and say yeses and nos. We say we support something, but often our actions never follow our words. The same danger exists in your faith. Many men know Bible verses, many men attend churches, and many men can explain theology. Many men say that they believe in God, but James asks a penetrating question. What evidence exists that your faith is alive? Not what you know, not what you claim, not what you actually believe, but what does your life actually say to people around you? James isn't interested in what man says about his faith. He's interested in what a man does because of his faith. Let me say that again. He's not interested in what a man says about his faith. He's interested in what a man does because of his faith. This is the one of the most direct passages in all of Scripture. It forces men everywhere to ask this question. If someone examined my life, would there be any evidence to convict me of being a follower of Jesus? So, point number one, faith that never moves is not biblical faith. James 2, verses 14. What good is it, my brothers, if someone says that he has faith but does not have works? Let me read that one more time. What good is it, my brothers, if someone says he has faith but does not have works? Notice the emphasis. James says it this way. If someone says that he has faith, claiming faith and possessing faith are not ever or not even close to the same thing. Claiming faith and possessing faith. Men who claim to love his wife, but he never serves her, never listens to her, never sacrifices for her. His actions expose the weakness of his claim. Man can claim to be a leader, but if no one follows him, no one trusts him, no one benefits from his influence, his actions expose the weakness of his claim. Likewise, a man can claim faith by Christ, but if Christ never changes the direction of that man's life, James says something is definitely wrong. Real faith always moves. Real faith always grows. Real faith always produces fruit. So the radical manhood truth of this point here is to understand the bigger picture. It's to understand who we are when we say that he is mine and I am his. Our trust is in him. Go back to that illustration about loving your wife. If you love your wife, there are actions that support it. So faith that never changes the behavior of a man is merely just an opinion. Point number 2, compassion, something that sometimes men struggle with, reveals genuine faith. In verses 15 and 16, James points out the practical picture. If a brother is hungry, if a sister is in need, someone responds, "Go in peace, be warm, be filled." But we offer no help, then James is asking this question: what good is that? Faith that talks but never acts is useless. Men, the Christian life was never intended to be theoretical. It's intended to be visible. Faith should show up in these situations. It should be evidenced in how we treat our wives, how we lead our children, how we handle our money, how we respond to people in need. It should be demonstrated in how we serve in the church, how we speak to others. How do we conduct our business? James reminds us that compassion is not merely a feeling, compassion takes action. Jesus did not merely feel compassion, he fed people, he healed people, he touched people, he served sinners, he moved toward the broken people. So the measure of a man's faith is often seen in what he does when nobody requires him to help, or also when no one is looking. So point number 3, knowledge alone cannot save you. Can't save anyone. According to verses 18 and 19, you believe that God is one, you do well, even though the demons also believe and shudder. This may be one of the strongest statements that Jesus ever makes. Demons, they possess correct theology. They know God exists. They know that Jesus is Lord. They know the truth. Yet they remain in rebellion. Jesus is exposed in a dangerous deception. Many men confuse information with transformation. Knowing is not the same as obeying. Knowledge alone does not change a man. Truth applied is the evidence of changes in a man. Men, we're living in a time when the biblical context is everywhere. It's given to us in podcasts and books and videos and conferences and Bible studies. Yet information alone does not produce a biblical maturity. It does not produce obedience. It is the outcome of application of faith and truth in our life where obedience shows up. The goal of discipleship is not merely learning truth. The goal is living in truth. So point number 4, Abraham was seen in his obedience in verses 21 through 24. James points to Abraham. He shows us that Abraham believed God, but his faith became visible through his acts of obedience. When God called him to leave home, he obeyed. When God promised descendants, he trusted. When God tested him regarding Isaac, he surrendered. His actions did not create faith. His actions were the evidence. They revealed faith. This is James' entire point. Works do not save us. Works reveal that saving faith exists. Imagine a tree. Roots are hidden, but the fruits are visible. The truth does not create the roots. The fruit produced does not show or cannot be created apart from the roots. The fruit proves that the roots are alive. The same is true spiritually. Works do not create salvation. Works reveal salvation. So, men, we understand in our lives, a man's obedience reveals the depths of your trust. James jumps to Rahab in verse 25. Rahab proves faith is available to everyone. When James points to Rahab, it's an incredible contrast. Abraham respected Rahab. Rahab was rejected. Abraham was a patriarch. Rahab was a prostitute. Abraham was a leader. Rahab was an outsider. Yet both are examples of living faith. You might ask why? Because both responded to God with obedience. Man, God is not looking for you to live as a perfect man. He's not looking for perfect people. He's looking for surrendered people. Your past does not disqualify you. Your failures do not disqualify you. Your mistakes do not disqualify you. What matters is whether you trust God enough to obey Him. So, the truth for point number 5, God uses ordinary men who take extraordinary steps in obedience. Men, are you ready to live in obedience? Point number 6, death produces nothing. In verse 26, we see this. For as the body apart from the spirit is dead, so also faith apart from works is dead. James concludes with a picture that every man understands. A body without a life is obviously useless. It's motionless, it's unresponsive, it's inactive. Likewise, dead faith produces nothing. No growth, no evidence, no transformation, no fruit. The action, living by faith, however, cannot remain hidden. Your faith affects decisions. It changes priorities. It alters behavior. It transforms relationship. It impacts every area of our life. The question is not, do I claim faith? The question is, what evidence does faith show up, demonstrate itself, and provide in your life? So here are your discussion questions. How can men mistake belief for obedience? Number 2, what evidence of faith should be visible in a man's life? Number 3, how did Abraham demonstrate his faith? Number 4, what area of obedience has God been pressing on you? Number 5, if someone observed your life for a month, what evidence would they see that Christ is Lord? So this week, here's your challenge. This week, put your faith into action through one intentional act of service. Do not wait to be asked. Do not seek recognition. Do not post about it. Simply obey. This week, serve your wife. Encourage your brother. Help a neighbor. Give someone something generously that you never would have done before. Volunteer quietly. Meet a need. Let your faith become visible, because faith was never intended to remain only in your head and held silent and secret from the world around you. It's intended to shape your hands and your feet and your words and your life. Real faith has works. And when faith works, we understand the world sees Christ through the life of a man that is radical. Today, men, step out and be a radical man. Have a great day.